I need a referral for an attorney for a protection order.
Okay, one moment. Association's order referral service. Our office is open from 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Open from
Okay,
8:30 a.m.
if you
to 1
see
p.m.
repetitively, I keep getting transferred back in the queue and for games. They know that I'm on my lunch break. I know people would not believe that these people are as petty as they are. So they repetitively hold me up by transferring me back into the queue and playing games.
Association order referral service. Please press 1.
So I'm doing this again.
Information about.
You have to see it to believe it. But if you listen to my calls,
Service?
hello?
How can I help you?
Yes, I'm trying to get a protection order.
All right, and you're here in Dallas County?
I am. How many referrals do you typically do for protection orders? Because they only gave me
We
one.
only do 2 at a time.
2 at a time?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and let me get your information down 1 second.
Okay.
And you said they referred you to someone already?
I didn't say anything. I'm just trying to get the referrals. Okay. Yes, they did in the past to an attorney. None of the attorneys did protection orders. They didn't want me to know the services they provide. They were depriving me of information on their protection orders. So let's see what attorneys you come up with. Because I'm sure in the Dallas Metroplex area, there has to be dozens of attorneys that help with and do family law and do protection orders. I can't find them for years.
So I'll refer you to someone and see what they can do for you. What is your first name?
It's Keyana, Keyana.
And your last name?
Clark, Clark.
And what is your zip code?
I would like to have those verbally as well, those attorneys, to make sure that they're not the same attorneys that I got information for. Can you confirm that they do help?
I asked if we referred you to someone so that we wouldn't refer you to the same people.
I wasn't able to speak
You were referred to?
for some reason.
I'm sorry?
I wasn't able to speak for some reason.
Okay. Do you remember what attorney were you referred to?
I wanted to know what attorney you would refer me to. I don't know why it's so difficult for me to get assistance. It's like people are intentionally trying to sabotage my experience.
I'm sorry you've had a difficult time. I'm just trying to help.
Thank you, but I did ask you for the attorneys, and you don't want to give me the attorney for some reason. How can I progress if you for the attorney referral line? Okay, I thought you were going to send it.
Do you have a pen ready?
Yes.
All right. So the name of the attorney is Daniel, Daniel.
And this attorney does do protection orders.
Right. He handles both criminal law and family law. So we don't have something, specified as protection orders.
Okay, and the next one?
To speak with him. So the next one is Mark, M-A-R-K. Last name is Cohen.
Thanks. Bye. Okay, this is the attorney that they referred me to.
Attorney Thomas?
Yes, I'd like information on the process of getting a protection order with you guys.
Okay, you would first schedule an appointment to meet with the attorney to do a consultation. Do you need a protective order or a restraining order?
I'm not quite sure. Are you a legal aid? I mean, I'm not a legal aid, but a paralegal?
I am.
Okay, so I've been trying to get information for years, and but I would like to know the process of what you guys do to assist with getting protection orders or the restraining orders and finding the one that's the best fit for me. I have a stalker that has set up for multiple false arrests and government harassment. It caused me to be targeted and sabotage of services as well at multiple different locations. So the abuse from the stalker, he has some kind of affiliation with the government that has caused me to be a targeted individual. And a lot of other chaos. They've sabotaged my rights as a parent out of corruption. So I'm trying to figure out how I can pay you guys to help me get out of this chaos that I've been in for years.
Okay. That's not typically something that we would handle, the type of protective orders or restraining orders that we will handle kind of coincide with just your general family law cases.
Okay, well, what kind of protection orders do you assist with?
Well, we only file for protective orders when they're associated with like a family violence issue related to a divorce or modification of a divorce decree. So we don't do any other types of protective or restraining orders outside of that.
Okay, well, what kind of restraining orders would that be? Because I haven't been able to find a place for years. I thought that if someone is a stalker, I don't understand why stalkers would consistently be protected. So each law firm I call, they do not handle that, and that doesn't really make a lot of sense because there's a lot of relationships or individuals that stalk people that they're not married to. So I don't understand why multiple law firms are depriving people that have situations, for getting assistance just because they're not married or a situation like that. I don't understand why, you would not represent people that maybe have a stalker or a situation, and why I was referred to you by the Bar Association and you still can't help, like they haven't been able to help for years.
Yeah, I don't know. As far as protective orders go, generally speaking, for the state of Texas, unfortunately, their guidelines pretty much are that there has to have been an act of violence.
We haven't addressed that yet, ma'am. We haven't addressed that, what has happened, and I think multiple false arrests and my experience would constitute as an experience that would warrant a protection order. But for some reason, everywhere I've called and been to for years have been depriving me of those services, which if the government is behind a party's abuse, that could be a possibility that they're depriving me from services that multiple other parties would get, which is criminal. Conspiracy to violate civil rights is a crime. And to deprive a citizen of services that other individuals would get out of corruption is criminal. So if someone is enticing businesses to sabotage my rights, as well as committing crimes on my phone to deprive me of a defense to protect myself against their abuse, that's criminal. And I don't understand why individuals would be able to get away with that for years. But so this law firm can't help for some reason, as well as multiple other law firms that haven't been able to help for years. So what about the restraining order? Can you give me... What about the restraining order, ma'am?
Tell me where you live.
They pushed and shoved me and covered for the crimes, but I'm trying to pay an attorney and pay you. So the restraining order, why? What's the difference between the restraining order and the protection order?
A restraining order tells somebody what they cannot do. A protective order keeps the person away from the other person. A restraining order typically doesn't have language that says you stay, more than 500 feet or 500 yards away from somebody or whatever. A restraining order would be more like, do not threaten or harass, do not certain things that doesn't keep them at bay.
Do you think as a law firm, okay, one moment. Do you think as a law firm that it's suspicious that they pushed and shoved me and forced me to leave and interrupted me at the George Allen, and now I can't find any legal representation, period, to assist with protection orders? Do you think that it would be that difficult for a citizen to get access to a protection order? Do you think that that's odd that I've been trying to find protection or representation for years and have not received it? Have you ever heard of anyone that has been seeking to pay someone for a protection order or either get one, help, assistance through government agencies and have been deprived of that? Have you ever heard of that at this law firm?
I can't say that I have, but I can say that probably 95% of the protective orders that we see are issued by a government agency, not from a private attorney.
Right, but I'm being deprived of it through the government, and I'm trying to pay someone, and I'm being deprived of that as well. So you're saying that you're unwilling to help me. May I have your name? May I have your name? You're unwilling to help. May I have your name?
My name is Carrie.
Okay, and your law firm is unwilling to help with my situation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you have any referrals?
I do not. I would have given you the number for the Dallas Bar Association, and you said they've already referred you.
Yeah, at first they were trying to charge me. At first, I think that I'm speaking with counterfeits, because at first the Dallas Bar Association was trying to charge me $30 per referral. But I've been reporting to multiple different places, and it's been ignored, and the police interrupt me and report it to my cell phone provider, and also entice them to cover up for their crimes and enforce that I'm on this fraudulent network. But there's something suspicious going on with my calls. because I don't know why the Bar Association would lie to me and try to charge me $30 per referral, and you give 2 at a time, you claim. So that would have been $60. And then after paying that $60, they just would have denied services anyway. But I can't get anything resolved because the government won't get out the way and get out the way from enforcing criminal activity. So let me call the next one, ma'am. This has been going on years. I just want people to know my experiences. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. If this man's innocent, why can't I get a protection order from him? And how sick is that for to allow an abuser to break into someone's phone and sabotage any ability to escape their abuse? Even to the degree even going to churches, enforcing that members of churches, they hung up. They hung up. This has been going on years. Even to the degree to where they entice church members to be abusers with them. And then not only that, to deprive me of any assistance to escape multiple parties' abuse. I'm calling back. They hung up. You got to see it to believe it.
Office of Ezra Markowitz. How may I direct your call?
Yes, I am trying to get a protection order.
Okay, yes. So you would go ahead and speak with Mr. Cohen. He is currently unavailable right now. What I could do is I could transfer you over to voicemail.
Okay, ma'am. Can I get any information on the protection orders? Because I've been transferred to voicemail for years and never had a return call for years at multiple different law firms. So while I have you on the line, are you a paralegal?
Unfortunately, I'm not.
Okay. So can I get information on the process of getting a protection order and what you guys...
So I'm not allowed in any obligation to go ahead and give any legal advice.
Well, ma'am, it's impossible for me to get a protection order because each area that I go to are sabotaging my ability to get the protection order. Each person I talk to on the phone is depriving me of information and denying me services and schemes. So it's been impossible for me to get a protection order for years. I don't understand why I spent countless hours calling all over the United States for party to party to try to sabotage my assistance to escape the abuse that I'm in. So I'm not quite sure why this is a law firm and you're only want me to leave a message. I don't understand why you don't have any information on the services that you provide there, as well as any other law firm that I've called for years.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. I am new here, so
That's what they say, ma'am, that they're new when they're depriving me of education. There's no one there because protection orders are pretty serious. And to deprive someone of getting that for getting the protection for years is pretty sick, especially when you've been ran off the road, false arrest, guns pulled on you to where they're so corrupt they even have inmates harass you and threaten you, assault you in jail. Then lose the complaint that you did. You know what? When I got assaulted in jail, they tried to blame it on me, and other inmates said, she didn't do anything. That party just assaulted her. But staff was trying to blame me for it. So then after the other inmates said, no, she didn't do anything, that person just hit her, they were required to follow procedure and then tried to coerce me in what to put in the report. That same party would try to interrupt me telling other inmates what I was in jail for on false charges and how I was targeted by the government. Each time that I would talk about that inmate would mistreat me and overtalk me and try to sabotage me speaking to other inmates about my experience. So if I have the level of corruption to that degree, I really need to get some assistance pretty quick. And I'm not quite sure why these law firms deprive me of assistance.
I'm so sorry. I am not sure. I did let the attorney is in. He's just meeting with another client. What I can do is I can transfer you over to voicemail, and he did say that he would go ahead and give you a call back as soon as he is available.
Yes, ma'am. This has been going on years. I'll try to do it again, but I don't get my calls returned. You can go ahead and transfer me over. What's your name again?
So you're calling the office of...
I ask you your name. They don't know their names like it's a scam, ma'am. I just asked you your name.
Oh, okay. My name is Monique.
Okay.
Okay, let me go ahead and transfer you over. You have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
Enter message at the tone. Press any key or stop talking to end the recording.
Hello, my name is Kiana Clark. I have been trying to get a protection order for years. I went in person and was pushed and shoved. I'm targeted out of the abuse that I'm in, of the stalking situation that I'm in. And I was pushed and shoved in person. And I have multiple false arrests, and there's child custody, interference with child custody crimes out of this abuse. Please contact me back. So this has been going on years. So I'm just trying to help people receive what I've been going through. How sick the government is to break into someone's phone, sabotage calls. I mean, if it's not happening, why were they waiting there for me to arrive at AT&T if I wasn't getting stopped? They were there waiting on me, gave me a criminal trespass, and told me to leave. So now, since they have incriminated themselves, waiting, showing that they were stalking me, covering for my hacked phone, which is a crime, now they're just hiding behind the scenes and having the providers deny me any assistance for their crimes that they're committing, keeping me trapped in this chaos.